Rising internet star Bobbi Althoff just kicked off her podcast in June 2023, featuring many rappers such as Drake, Tyga, and more. Social media users and rappers are not too happy and have much to say about her sudden rise to fame and shocking connections. The Really Good podcast host has been accused of being an industry plant, and what comes after this allegation is unbelievable. You won't believe what rappers have said about her. Keep watching till the end of this video to see rappers react to Bobbi Althoff. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Drake reacts to Bobbi Althoff. Drake is highly sought after by interviewers and podcasters, but it is a real challenge to nail him down as he loves to keep his personal life private. While Bobbi Althoff has not had her podcast up and running for very long, she has already had a couple of big orders on her show, and her fans love her for it. Not only has Bobbi had the privilege of interviewing Funny Marco, Lil Yachty, Tyga, and even Mark Cuban, recently, she unexpectedly pulled the right strings to get Drake on her show, and it worked out. The interview she got with Drizzy turned out to be a success. After Drake had seen a viral clip from Funny Marco's interview with Bobbi Althoff on social media, he liked the video and started following her on Instagram. Bobbi then thought it would be amazing to have a one-on-one conversation with Drake, so she decided to go for it and ask him if he wanted to be on her podcast. And surprisingly, he agreed to it. Before Bobbi's interview with the Canadian artist, there had been speculation that the two individuals were on good terms, but no one saw an interview coming. The pair was reported to have hung out a few times. Unfortunately, the video of the interview has now mysteriously disappeared from Bobbi Althoff's channel. Not to mention from the entire internet, except for a few clips on people's social media pages. The video, which had the highest views on Bobbi's channel before being deleted, vanished after a claim that the friendship between Drake and Bobbi had sunk. The two even unfollowed each other on Instagram. Many fans have assumed their relationship hit a wall for some reason, but sadly, no one knows what exactly happened between them. Bobbi Althoff reacts to Drake's concert. The pair's fallout might have been due to Bobbi's reaction to Drake's performance at one of his most recent concerts. Bobbi didn't seem to think much of his act and did not even mention Drake by name in her Instagram post. She only referred to him as "this guy." Before Bobbi posted on her Instagram with the unexpected caption, a video of her surfaced where she could be seen standing silently and acting bored during the concert. Her friends, on the other hand, were actively participating and singing along to the Canadian rapper's music. But there seems to be a connection between the fallout and the timing of the concert, because the two unfollowing each other happened not long after Bobbi made her Instagram post with the shocking caption, apparently meant for Drizzy. Tyga reacts to Bobbi Althoff. If you thought Drake's interview with Bobbi was awkward and weird, just wait till you hear about the interview Bobbi Althoff had with Tyga. The interview not only took place in a zoo, but there was a porcupine that was munching on different plants and vegetables between Bobbi and Tyga. Tyga's net worth quickly came up in the interview because the rapper had a $40,000 customized ring on his finger. Bobbi claimed she couldn't afford such and would be happy if Tyga could even reimburse her for the $1,800 she paid to use the zoo for her podcast. Bobbi brought up Drake's name as she claimed it was Drake's idea to have the interview in a zoo. "You want to know whose idea it was? It was Drake's," she told Tyga, and he replied, "He said you should interview Tyga at a zoo?" Tyga had a confused look on his face.
So do you want to know whose idea it was?
Oh.
Drake's.
The two of them had an awkward moment of silence, and Tyga finally said, "It's random. It's awkward, but I guess we are here."
It's
Like,
random.
happened.
It's awkward, but I guess
Well, don't
we're
call
here.
it awkward.
We're here.
Throughout the interview, you can tell the rapper is very uncomfortable, but tries to laugh off the awkwardness of Bobbi. Let's just say, we don't think Tyga is a fan of the Really Good podcast host. Bobbi Althoff controversial interview. From Bobbi asking about Funny Marco's type of women to her feeling embarrassed by Marco when he revealed the number of times she had to beg him to come on the Really Good podcast. Bobbi's episode with Marco was awkward and took an unexpected turn that she had not anticipated. Some minutes into the interview, Marco said, "You begged me to come on the show." But Bobbi wasn't really comfortable with Marco's words, and she replied by saying, "I don't really like that you said that like that." But Bobbi's reply only made Marco dig deeper because he then revealed she had begged him about 8 times before he showed up. The number of times Bobbi begged him wasn't a big deal to him, but Marco's reaction when she mentioned the amount she had to spend to make the interview happen was definitely a big deal. Marco was speechless and couldn't figure out the reason Bobbi was asking him to be happy because she spent $600 for her podcast to happen. After his shocked reaction combined with silence, Marco later revealed to Bobbi he flew into the city she was in with about $1,500. Why Bobbi Althoff is an industry plant. Unless they've had a previous relationship, it's almost impossible for anyone who has only had a podcast for a few months to have enough solid connections to make the big interviews happen. And it didn't take long for the surprising connection between Bobbi and Drake to become problematic for Bobbi, as she was accused of being an industry plant. The insinuation was that she got her fame through a planned scheme by her management or team, because she was unable to become famous through the normal process. The industry plant scheme involves using really big celebrities to promote an unknown figure in order to put them in the spotlight. Internet trolls went after Bobbi and bullied her, asking how she was able to link up with A-list celebrities and how she was even granted interviews when she had just started her show 3 months ago. However, Bobbi didn't give any leverage to the rumor. As she stated in her Cosmopolitan interview, she had her ways of making it happen. The 26-year-old revealed she made a TikTok video where she offered to pay about $300 to anyone who could help her get through to celebrities. Many social media users were not convinced and continued to bombard Bobbi with questions and unsettling accusations. One user on Twitter with the username @98thoughts tweeted that Bobbi Althoff is not self-made and even accused the really good podcast host of lying. The Twitter user further revealed that Drake and Bobbi also noted that they are signed to the same management, hence the planned scheme which is supposed to make her famous. The user also added that the podcast show host is signed to the talent agency WME and that her agent is TJ Bernady, with additional information that Bobbi's husband is a millionaire. Bobbi's sudden fame was questioned repeatedly since she wasn't well established in the podcast business and there was no feasible way to acquire guests so quickly. Additionally, the way the podcast show host connected seamlessly with her guests seemed suspicious, like she had known them before they came on the show. Do you think Bobbi Althoff is genuinely the cause of the rift between her and Drake? Join the conversation and let us know in the comment section below. Thanks.